So did any of your friends see you in this costume of yours when they came over?
No, I didn't really wear it all the time. Michael came over. I might have had a piece or two of it still on, and I remember he came over. Steve had a suitcase. It was like a gun case full of with guns. He had one rifle and like 5 or 6 handguns in it, and he had 2 boys that come over the house a lot. So he didn't want to keep it upstairs, so he kept it down in my room behind my couch. And of course, so Michael came over one day and was like, Steve wanted me to get the guns. I'm like, oh, it's probably a smart move, but just so you know, and this was important to me for some reason at the time, just so you know, I was never going to use, I never touched those guns, I never was gonna. This is always going to be up close and personal, and but it's just still a smart move for him to take them out. And so Michael, again, he's probably just like, whatever, dude, just give me the guns. So he did take the guns out, but at this point now, I'm starting in my little area down there. I'm hanging nooses. Anything that's related to death or killing, I'm trying to emphasize it and have it out in the open, because in my mind, it's ultimately I didn't really want the confrontation. This is a guy I've known for my whole life, and I didn't want this to happen. But I felt it might be coming to that. So I'm trying. I figure if I'm overwhelming, look like I'm into it, then maybe it doesn't happen, and that's best for everybody. But I'm still thinking, good chance it's going to happen. So I'm doing all this stuff, and I figure now he's got his guns, so maybe I just gave him something to show up with. Maybe he's going to walk in. I think he even made a comment once. Tell him to show up with a gun. Don't worry, I'll still have the advantage. Just trying to act cocky because, again, I'm trying to make him think, So now I'm figuring at the doorway he'll be standing if he does show up with the gun. So I hook it up so I couldn't cut all the power because the box wasn't near me, but I could cut all the lights and the major, like the TV, stuff I could cut that right from behind. I set it up so I had one switch and just hit the breaker, and it would cut all that. And then I was practicing walking from around my desk over to the doorway where I assumed he'd be standing. But the electronics, the TV, the computer, there was a couple other things I had. Those little lights were still on for being plugged in, and they were giving up enough ambient light to where he would be able to see my figure coming towards him. And that was not acceptable to me. So I went around with tape and paper, and I taped up every light and every electronics. It was a lot. It looked weird, and but it worked. And I practiced. Now it was pitch black down there, and I practiced how many steps and everything. And so I had it down pat, and I moved the couch out of the way, so I had a wide berth, and I felt confident that even if he showed up with a gun now, I could, the lights being off would be my advantage. And never showed up. So unnecessary practice. But I started to think, it's still, it's great on me. I'm still convinced these people are plotting against me, and that's where over time it's just wearing on me. And so, and these voices, they were not always clear at this point, but they were reinforcing. They would be, they were distant, but they were reinforcing. They were on, they were feeding my paranoia and let me know, yeah, this is happening. Yeah, you did this, that worked, that didn't work. Things like that. And not constant yet. It was still, it came and went. So now I figure, I got to do something. I might have to go look for him. So, and I have this attitude. There's, it's paranoia mixed with aggression. You're trying to cover the paranoia with aggression. So, because you're aware that you're paranoid, but you don't want other people to know it. So I had this hat, it was a black hat with this bright orange stitching that said "fuck off" on it, and kind of fit my mood at the time. And I decided to wear it when I was going to ride around. Now again, I think I'm being watched and followed, so I want them to see me. I'm riding, directly past his house, places he hangs out, his girlfriend's house. I want them to see that because I want them want to flush them out. I want them to say, wait, this has gone too far. We have to go talk to this guy because this might be getting carried away. But I'm thinking maybe it does happen. I got this bright orange hat, so I took black marker and on the letters, and I kind of rubbed them out because I thought if I'm hiding somewhere in the woods or something, and they got flashlights, that orange is going to be a beacon. That's the mentality. I'm thinking that far ahead, but not really smart thinking. I mean, but and that was the beginning, and I didn't do it all the time. I just did it a couple times because I wanted the people I thought were following me to see it, to try and flush them out. But that behavior started to become a pattern, and it got worse. It got a lot worse eventually.